back to the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. This week is episode 40, No Chance in Hell. And JV and I are covering January of 1999, the Royal Rumble of 1999, basically. And here we are. I'm Mike Prue. JV, what's going on this week?
Nothing much, man. Same old shit. Getting hotter and hotter.
Fucking wicked hot out there. Ugh.
Yeah, hate to bitch about the weather, but 90-something degrees is just really something to bitch about.
Yeah, 90 degrees is only going to get hotter. It's going to get up to fucking like 100. I know people from other places don't give a shit about the weather, but yeah, man. When I'm sweating, I give a fuck, and that's what I'm going to talk about. But anyways, JV and I, legit, we have no chance in hell because we're complaining about this weather. So it's going to be like Austin. He has no chance in hell with this Royal Rumble coming up, whereas he's been set up to be in a fucking shitty position where he is laid out to be number one in the Rumble. But luckily for him, China saved the day last week on our episode, and she is coming in at number 30, and McMahon has to come in as number 2, thanks to HBK, but also thanks for China for screwing him in his second chance of getting the number 2 spot. So that's where we left off last week on the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast on episode 40, which has had a big bump of listeners. So thank you guys for taking a listen to the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. If you're enjoying the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, tell your friends about it. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, all that shit. So just tell your friends about us. We're starting to get some more listeners. So thank you guys for spreading the word there. So thanks a lot there. But I also want to point out to you that we do this other show, the ECW Extreme Live Cast on the Booking the Territory podcast, patreon.com feed on the $5 tier. So JV and I have been doing that bi-weekly, and we cover early ECW from 1993. And today we are dropping episode 5 of Hardcore TV Extreme ECW Live Cast from June 1st and June 8th of 1993, and it's ECW from 1993, but JV and I make it enjoyable, and it's fun to watch along with somebody that is basically shitting on the product, and that's what we pretty much do. Sometimes, past couple episodes, there's been some good stuff, but I think this last 2 episodes that we watched, kind of a lot of bullshit, and we point it out, so it's fun to watch.
Yeah,
fun to watch bot shit.
There's not a lot to be excited about and promote.
and there's a goddamn title change. Yeah. So that's what we do on the BTT Patreon feed. They have a lot of good shit on their Patreon. So it's not just us that we're trying to get you to go to. It's a lot of good shit there. So if you like old school wrestling, check out BTT Patreon. And we are the Extreme ECW Livecast there. All right. So with that said, we're going to get into this episode of the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, and this week we are covering the lead-in to the Royal Rumble 1999, and we'll briefly cover what happens in the Royal Rumble 1999, but we also want to point out that this Saturday we will have the Royal Rumble 1999 watch-along. So we won't go into detail this week on all of what happens, because we're going to do that this Saturday. So if you want all the details on what happens in the match, then you got to listen to us on Saturday. We'll give you a little breakdown, obviously talk about what happens Austin-related wise. But if you want the full thing, check us out. And that's always been one of our big listens. You guys seem to always love our Royal Rumble watch-alongs. So you got another one coming up here, and that's this Saturday. All right, JV, let's get started here. We start with Heat, episode 25. And basically what happens here is Vince McMahon is just pissed off. He's pissed off that China screwed him out of his spot, getting number 30. So in that corporate rumble we talked about last week on our last episode, that Vince McMahon thought he was going to come out. He thought he was going to win the match. Thought he was going to get that spot. But then China comes out of nowhere because, hey, I'm a DX member, so I'm part of this corporate rumble where it's corporation versus DX. And she comes out. Austin distracts McMahon. China gets the spot. So McMahon's going to challenge China to an arm wrestling match. And China's going to win this arm wrestling match. So the Stooges get all excited. And they say, well, we're going to challenge you to a match tomorrow on Raw. So that's what happens on Heat 25 from January 17th, 1999. And then you go to the Raw, which is taped in the same place. So this is Beaumont, Texas, from January 12th, 1999. And Heat was on January 17th. And then the Raw will be on January 18th. So this is Raw 295 from January 18th, 1999.
And just one point to make on Sunday Night Heat 25. There's a nice little montage during that episode. It's basically a ripoff of Rocky like 4, and it's Vince and Shane training.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And then The Rock excessively uses the quote-unquote R word very excessively.
He does.
In a segment.
I left those out of my notes because based on last week's episode, I was like, all right, we're going to stop using references to that. But, yeah, when they become obsessive, not obsessive, but frequent, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess I'll have to point out that it was pretty damn frequent there, that he was using those. And he'll do that again later. I think I have notes later in the episode that he does that.
Yeah, but I would definitely check out the training montage if you're going to go back and check out that episode.
Yeah. Oh, there's definitely a few. There's a few more coming up, too.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are, Raw 295, and the episode's going to start with an Austin promo, which is great because last week we did a big episode. It was a pretty lengthy episode, like a regular length episode, and we barely had Austin promos. But you guys seem to like it. We had big amount of listens on it, and we got some reviews this week. We don't always get reviews, so thank you guys for reviews. And anybody that hasn't given us a review that listens every week, do that because that makes us excited about what we're doing and makes us want to keep doing it. So if you like it, put it out there. Let us know. And give us suggestions, whatever the fuck you want. Just let us know. And you guys seem to like it. So, and like I said, it wasn't really an Austin-filled episode, but you enjoyed it. But finally, here, we got an Austin promo. So, Michael Cole, of course, Michael Cole at this point. But let's listen to Michael Cole interview Austin. When I say interview, I say that very loosely because it's not going to last long as an interview. But let's take a listen to Michael Cole try to interview Stone Cold Steve Austin.
At WrestleMania, but at the Royal Rumble, Mr. McMahon has said he has no chance in hell.
Steve, welcome back. We haven't heard from you in weeks, but we're now 6 days away from the Royal Rumble. And you will enter the Royal Rumble match at number 1.
Before we talk about the Royal Rumble, let's go back a couple of weeks to Monday Night Raw when in this very ring, the look on Vince McMahon's face when he damn near pissed his pants when Mankind beat The Rock fair and square, 1, 2, 3, right in the middle of this ring to become the World Wrestling Federation champion.
Yeah, well, you had something to do with that, Austin.
And I give Mick Foley credit because he is one tough bastard. But also, as far as you're concerned, Mankind, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that you are a deserving and respected World Wrestling Federation champion. Now here's where we go with the bad news. The bad news, Mick Foley, is that when the bell rings to start the match at WrestleMania, you'll be in this corner, there'll be a referee somewhere around here, and over in this corner, the son of a bitch is going to be right here, is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's if he wins the Rumble match this Sunday. No chance in hell.
Now going into the Royal Rumble, no one knows better than Steve Austin that this could be my last opportunity at a title shot here in the World Wrestling Federation because Vince McMahon drew Steve Austin as man number 1 in the Royal Rumble. And on top of that, put a $100,000 bounty on my head, which means every son of a bitch that comes through there and comes in this ring is going to be looking to throw Steve Austin's ass over the top rope. But, oh no, there ain't no way that that's going to happen. Vince, you thought you were some kind of mastermind when you made yourself the 30th man in the Rumble. Oh no, that came back and bit you on your ass when Commissioner Shawn Michaels made you man number 2 in the Royal Rumble. So thinking about this for the last week, I'll ask you people the same 2 questions I've been asking myself. If you want me to beat Vince McMahon's ass all night long, give me a hell yeah. The other question is, if you want me to win the Royal Rumble, give me another hell yeah. That's exactly what I thought, so I say this. Vince McMahon, I'm gonna beat your ass all night long. On top of that, I will win the Royal Rumble. And when all the smoke is cleared and the last son of a bitch has been sent flying over these top ropes, when the smoke is cleared, Vince, you will know that Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
Wow, we've heard from Stone Cold, but King, I don't think we've seen the last of him tonight. Could this Sunday's Rumble on pay-per-view be Stone Cold's last chance at getting a shot at the WWF title? Stone Cold Steve Austin says that he's going to win it, but there's 100,000 dead presidents who says that he's not going to win it. And Mr. Vince McMahon says there's absolutely no way in hell Austin will win.
All right, so there you have it right at the top there. Michael Cole is trying to be a kiss ass to Austin. He's trying to tell him, oh, welcome back. And Austin's like, yeah, fuck off, buddy. Grabs the mic right from him. Michael Cole jumps right back to commentary seconds later. So Austin's got the mic. Before we talk about the Royal Rumble, let's go back a couple weeks when Vince McMahon damn near pissed his pants because Mankind beat The Rock fair and square in the ring for the WWF Championship. But then, if you remember a couple weeks back, Mankind didn't win the championship because of a technicality that it wasn't for the title, that kind of bullshit. They're screwing Mick Foley with, screwing Mankind with. But Austin says, Mankind, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is you are deserving and respected WWF champion. And the bad news is when the bell rings at WrestleMania, you'll be in the corner over here, and this son of a bitch, Stone Cold Steve Austin, will be in this corner. So Austin's putting on notice. Yeah, now you get the title, even though you were screwed before. You finally won the title there. Now I'm going after you. So he's going to be in the ring with him at WrestleMania. And Mick Foley had mentioned just the previous week that he wants Austin at WrestleMania. So it seems like they're building up to that, which would have been cool. But we know it doesn't happen. Yeah. So Austin explains that the Royal Rumble is his last shot, his final shot at getting the title. Vince McMahon drew him as number 1 in that fucking little scheme job they had last week, or 2 weeks ago rather, at the with the corporate Tumblr. What they say, he's number 1. Or Shane McMahon's like, yeah, give him another shot, and it was number 1 again.
Like it wasn't planned.
Right, exactly. And they even mentioned at that point where there's going to be a $100,000 bounty on Austin's head. Whoever throws him out gets $100,000. I guess McMahon's going to take that money. So you have that going on. Austin's like, everybody that comes into this ring is going after me. They're looking to toss me. Well, that's not going to happen. So Austin reminds the audience that McMahon is going to come in at number 30. He was going to come in as number 30, but HBK made sure he was going to come in at number 2. And if you want, and then he gives of course, he gives the fucking, you want a hell yeah, give me a hell yeah. Yeah,
is the 2 questions for the crowd.
Right. You want me to beat Austin's ass? You want me to win the Royal Rumble? Yeah. Hell yeah, of course.
Austin's basically recapping.
Yeah. He's pumping up the crowd a little bit, getting them excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wants to recap specifically Vince's face when Mankind won the title. That was funny.
Right. So at the conclusion of that, we get all the hell yeahs. But I like how he drops the line at the end, though. He says, I'm going to send your ass over the ropes. And Austin 316 says, I just whipped your ass. So he brought that back again after a while. He hasn't said Austin 316.
Little hiatus there.
Yeah. And then he proceeds to drink some beers there. And but then they show him a little later in the night. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. He's he drinks the beers there, but then they show him drinking coffee. So it's like Austin knows, like, I got a long night here. I can't just keep drinking beers. I got to drink some coffees here. I got to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I got a segment. I got a segment in like an hour and a half. I don't want to be fucked up. So there he is doing that. But then we get to a different type of promo than we usually would play here on the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. But it's related to the story, of course. It's this is a big Austin versus McMahon type thing going into the Royal Rumble. And it's McMahon training. And JV alluded to it earlier. There was some training videos. But this is another one, a new one, that I wanted to play. And this is mainly because this is more of like the actual training. Because I've listened to other shows and heard some things about how he trained with Tom Pritchard. And this looks like it was directly taken from his training there. It's like, all right, well, we're going to record you training and shit, but then we're going to turn this into a segment. So this is what it was. So take a listen to this training. You know, it's only 2 minutes, but there's some good shit in there. So take a listen to McMahon training.
This Sunday is the final test. The final test. Let's go.
Let me tell you something, Austin. This all started when I was the last line of defense, number 30.
You were number 30. We have a whole new strategy right now.
When all else fails, I was going to sacrifice myself. I was going to be the last person there to make sure you didn't win the Royal Rumble.
Number 30's not going to work, obviously, because now Mr. Michaels has made you number 2.
That crooked commissioner, Shawn Michaels, who makes me number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
That's all right.
You got to strike fast. You got to strike first. You have to beat him in.
Thanks to my son, Shane. I'm ready for it.
Look up there. Look, who's that? That's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You know something, Austin? I'm ready for you, too. Because as badly as you think you want me in the ring, I want you just as badly.
That's Austin. Look at him. That's Austin right there.
Let me tell you something.
Eat him up.
When I get in that ring with you, I'm going to get me some.
Oh, yeah. A whole lot. Here we go. Yeah, that's it. Nice clothesline. This Sunday, you own Austin.
It's going to get nasty, Austin.
That's Austin! What the hell do you think? That's what Austin's gonna do to you! Beautiful! Oh, look at this! Go on, Stunner! My God, that's it! Yeah, that's it! Jaw jacker! That's it! Beautiful!
It's gonna get physical.
Oh, that's it!
It's gonna get nasty, Austin.
Quickly! Oh, boy, what we got? Oh, forget about it! Oh, my God! That's it! Yeah! See you later! Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Austin! How's that feel, Austin? How you like them apples? You gotta remember, if you don't get Austin out right away, there's gonna be someone coming right behind him. Sick him! Beautiful! Yes! Yeah, but watch the clothesline! Oh! Look at that! Opportunity! Knocks! That's it! Power! Beautiful! Yeah! Show who's boss! That's it! Yeah, watch that! Beautiful! Bucket! Oh, and look at the ball! Throw that piece of trash out there! And see you later! Bye-bye! Oh, and another one! Damn, you're getting strong!
If in some strange way I am eliminated from the Royal Rumble, then I got 100,000 reasons, Austin, why you're not going to make it. Why you're not going to win the Royal Rumble. Just remember this, Austin. This Sunday, there is no chance in hell of you winning the Royal Rumble.
Austin's going down. Actually, over. Get your cameras ready. He was number 2 in the Royal Rumble, number 1 in your heart. Vinnie Mac, the man who eliminated Stone Cold Steve Austin.
All right, so I think it was some funny shit, some classic shit there. For those 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes.
It's goofy and funny.
Yeah, so you got McMahon, he's in there. I love the line that he says early on in that skit. Is, I'm going to be getting me some. And as I said before, we played the clips that Tom Pritchard was in the Heavenly Bodies. You know, Doctor of Style. Yeah, Doctor of Style, Tom Pritchard. Not Doctor of Style. Doctor of Desire. Something like that. What the fuck? At this point, I don't remember. But yeah, Tom Pritchard was in the Heavenly Bodies. He was in the Body Donnas for you WWF fans. And And for your hardcore fans, you know he was fucking big in Texas, and he's Bruce Pritchard's brother and all that. But Tom Pritchard was his trainer. He's been a big trainer in WWF ever since that point. He trained The Rock, many guys. So he's training McMahon here. And McMahon is learning how to do stunners or take stunners. He's giving the stunner. He's flipping birds. He's doing a jaw jacking. Yeah.
Shane's teaching Vince counters. Yeah. I like the spot where he's like, he needs to be ready because after he throws someone out, someone's gonna try and throw him out right after.
Well, yeah, they show that too. They show him throwing people out of the ring, practicing rumble moves, rumble spots, and that's what made me think these are real practice sessions because they're teaching him how to toss somebody out of the ring. And I like how they had the other wrestlers where. They show Tom Pritchard because he didn't give a fuck, but they had other people in the match with him. Everybody else had masks on. Mm-hmm. They were all wearing masks because they're like, we're not going to show this guy. It's probably fucking Steve Lombardi and Brooklyn Brawler, but either way, he's wearing a mask. So, pretty cool training video there. Now we move on to later in the show. You have a hardcore rules match. It's Mankind versus Boss Man. And just prior to that, there's a very good video package leading up to the Rock versus Mankind I Quit match that's going to happen at the Royal Rumble. So that's definitely cool to go back and just take a look at. Just kind of get some background if you wanted to see what was leading up to that match. But that leads into this Mankind versus Boss Man match. And I did have some complaints about this, as I do with referee action. So bear with me, JV. JV likes to be he's the Strickler with all right, this is fucking Stone Cold shit related. But we've had shit go on where it leads me off to some other things, and Earl Hebner has been a thorn in my side. And this match brings me to that. So during this hardcore rules match, you got Mankind versus Boss Man. It's only 5 minutes long. It's okay, but what you have is it's not for a title or anything. It's just a hardcore rules match, and they're battling all over the fucking place. And what pisses me off about the hardcore rules match is that it's mentioned early on in the match is that this is no DQ, anything goes, falls count anywhere. This is mentioned numerous times. But what happens in this match is that The Rock interferes at 49 minutes and 53 seconds. He hits Mankind with a steel chair. As Mankind's about to give Mr. Sacco to Boss Man. And guess who fucking rings the bell? JV.
You asking me to guess who rings the bell?
Just say it for me.
Earl Hebner?
Yes. Earl Hebner rings the fucking bell. In a no DQ match. No disqualification. Anything goes. Falls count anywhere. Rock runs into the match, hits Mankind with the steel chair.
Terrible.
Bell rings. Terrible. What the fuck? Is anybody telling him what the rules are in these matches? Or does he just go out and just pretends like every match is just an normal match? Alright, yeah. That's why he sucks. People have questioned me before, why does he suck? That's why he sucks. Because they probably didn't tell him because they probably thought well enough that he would know what the rules to these matches are. And he fucking calls it DQ. And because he calls it DQ, the bell keeper needs to ring the bell. Or he looks like an idiot for not ringing the bell. Because Earl Hebner is higher position than him. And Earl Hebner is on camera saying, ring the bell, ring the bell, ring the bell. And the bell doesn't ring. So it looks like a jack-off if the bell doesn't ring. So I think he fucked up here. Didn't know what the fuck was going on in this match. That's why Earl Hebner sucks. Alright, so I'll move on from there. Please, if you have anything against what I'm saying about Earl Hebner, shit on me. Fucking tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
There's some big Earl Hebner fan out there all pissed off.
Yeah, fucking tell me. And if you agree, fucking say right on. Finally, fucking somebody saying something about Earl Hebner. There's not many people. I'm standing my ground on this shit, JV. Fuck them.
Clearly.
But if I haven't met him, I'll be like, you're the fucking man. Fuck. Maybe I wouldn't. I'd be like, hey, you suck. whatever. I wouldn't. I'm a mark. All right, so there we go. We have that. And continue on with the corporation storyline, basically, is you have China. It's a big spot because she took the spot away from McMahon. McMahon was supposed to be number 30. He ends up number 2. She's in the number 30 spot. McMahon's pissed. So she has to go up against the Stooges. And this is a fucking pretty funny damn situation. Pretty damn funny segment. JV, did you watch this? The segment? You had to have.
The China and the Stooges? I don't think so.
Oh, man. All right, so what happens in this segment? This happens at 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 7 seconds. And it's 2-on-1. And it basically comes down to the Stooges fucking throwing powder on her face. They're doing like old school gimmick shit to her. Powder on her face. They start smacking her in the ass. They start bouncing her titties. They go up to her. Pat Patterson and Briscoe like go up to her tits and just like lift them and drop them up like titty drops. That's what they're doing.
Nice.
And Jerry Lawler even says, Pat Patterson's not supposed to like that. So they did that. So I guess that shows you like China was a sport.
Yeah.
You know. Or she was being sexually harassed and didn't want to lose her job. That could have been.
That's possible too.
You're right. Which, yeah, that's what would be on Fox News. Or not Fox News, but that would be on a news channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Today. But hey, at this time, yeah, that's not the way it was. So that happened. That was pretty funny in my opinion. Like, okay, she went along with it, so it was funny at the time. And China ends up kicking the shit out of him, drops double DDTs on him, piles him up, gets the win. So that's funny. And then the main event there is Rock versus Kane. And what was supposed to happen here is that this was supposed to be a match where The Rock was getting a match against Kane just to basically put Kane in his place. And they were coming off of the finger poke of doom. So on January 4th, you had the big win for Mankind, but on Nitro, you had the finger poke of doom. And they're going to make fun of this here.
Rightfully so, too.
Right. They should have. Which is like, cool. It's like, all right, they're fucking making fun. Like, oh, you guys thought you were going to shit on us by giving away our result, and everybody wanted to see what we had going on. They didn't want to see a shitty match. Even if they did see it, you fucked it up because it sucked. A finger poke of doom. So McMahon says, all you got to do is take that little finger, put it on his chest, and he'll fall down. You got it? You got it this time? He's telling Kane. And Kane's pissed off about it. He gives McMahon like the stick it. He's like, fuck you. Basically, he gives him the little up yours. Right? Is that what you call it? Like, up yours.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so Kane gives him the up yours. And it's just a good spot because, yeah, fuck WCW at this point. WWF's in charge. They're running the show. WCW, go fuck yourself. You wanted to screw us? Well, yeah, we'll make fun of you in a little shitty match here. So, yeah, Kane and The Rock. Yeah, The Rock in this case, he calls Kane, what we said earlier, is the big red R word. He's on commentary. Rock's doing his thing where, like, every match during this time, he goes to commentary, puts the fucking mic on. Whatever the fuck it's called. Rock goes to commentary, puts the headphones on. Does his little thing for a moment. And that's when he calls him the big R word. Then he kicks Kane in the nuts. And I thought this line was funny. After coming off that harsh line that he had, he says, man, I kicked him in the nuts. I felt like it was a pillow. Like, all right. What the fuck's that mean?
That's so stupid.
You kick him in the nuts, it feels like a pillow? Guess he has big nuts then. I felt like a waterbed in there.
Waterbeds. People still have those.
I don't think so.
Trailer.
Do you ever sleep in a waterbed?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Never owned one.
Who had a waterbed?
One of my cousins or something.
Oh, my mother had a waterbed.
Yeah.
Ugh. That shit sucked.
Yeah.
Fucking rolling around.
Don't worry about it popping. I always felt so hard to get out of, like,
Yeah, and then the boards it's just all wood.
Yeah, see it
on the sides. Yeah, just fucking trying to roll over them. Like, if you're a little kid, no, not good. All right, move away from the waterbeds. If we had more time, I'd talk about Freddy Krueger and the waterbed thing. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. There we go. All right. So, in this match here, The Rock hits the corporate elbow. Kane's gonna chokeslam The Rock. Team Corporate's gonna come down, fuck with everybody. Mankind's gonna finally come down, and The Rock is backing up in the aisleway. Then Austin comes down, and he's behind The Rock. This is happening at 1 hour and 32 minutes. And The Rock finally turns around and sees Austin, and he's almost like calling him, like, come on, fight me, fight me, fight me. And then Mankind whacks The Rock with the steel chair, knocks him down, and then Austin stares off at McMahon. He looks down at The Rock, pegs fingers at The Rock, and he pegs fingers at McMahon. And that's how the show ends. And that leads us to Royal Rumble, leads us to Heat 26, which is the Royal Rumble pre-show on January 24th of 1999. And we're going to start with a quick little promo. Very quick, but I think it's good to establish what happens here. So take a listen to what happens in the parking lot of Anaheim, California.
Hey, this is VIP parking.
Just my damn truck.
This is VIP.
You off.
Mr. Austin, I didn't realize it was you. This is VIP parking. It's limousines only.
Well, I can appreciate the fact if you don't think I'm a VIP, I can damn sure find a limousine that get the hell out of the way.
All right, so Austin is told by the VIP manager, fucking security guard, VIP manager. Yeah, it's this old guy. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know you were Stone Cold Steve Austin." And he's like, "Hey, what the fuck, man?" It's like, I don't care. Well, you say I need a limo. I'm pissed off that you think I need VIP. I'm fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what VIP means, dumbass? VIP means very important person. Yeah, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Important than him.
Right. So Austin, he turns off and he fucking does some legit, because you seen him in the car. He's doing these fucking donuts. And I was thinking if I were trying to pull this off, I would have crashed.
I said the same thing. There's no way I would have pulled it off.
No. So he's just like right away. Does a fucking donut, pulls right off. It's like, I'll be back. I'll be back with a limo. So there you have that. That brings us now to McMahon coming out early in the show. And he's going to come out for the first time with the No Chance in Hell music, which is fucking amazing. Just a simple song. There's nothing to it. It's like one verse over and over and again. It's fucking awesome. It's classic. So that comes out for the first time here during the pre-show of Heat. And it wasn't used in promotion of Royal Rumble. Not that I remember. I could be wrong. But I didn't see any promotions for it leading up to this. They played that song.
I don't recall any either.
It was played here. Yep. That means they called the pay-per-view No Chance in Hell. But I don't think the song was ready until this night. So they play it here. And you immediately get asshole chants by by the crowd, which was been nonstop for months at this point. And McMahon wants some respect. So let's take a listen to what McMahon has to say to the crowd about the Royal Rumble coming up.
For what Mr. McMahon will face in the Royal Rumble, and why has Stone Cold been denied access here into the building?
How about for once, just a little bit of respect? Just once. Everybody knows my reputation as a street fighter. I've never lost a street fight yet. Yet being the gentleman that I am, just before I hooked it up with my opponent, I told him exactly what I was going to do to him, and then I went out and did it. Well, tonight, Austin, I'm going to extend the same courtesy to you. If you can find the employees' parking lot out there somewhere, I'll give you 30 minutes to come into this ring here on Heat and stand face to face to me and hear exactly what I'm going to say to you as it relates to the Royal Rumble. And as far as the WWF champion is concerned, Mankind. I know Mankind is back there resting, preparing for the title defense against The Rock at the Royal Rumble. Well, to make sure that Mankind has no excuse when he screams the words, "I quit," tell you what we're going to do. Mankind, we're going to have a little tune-up match.
What?
That's right.
Well, that isn't fair.
We're going to have a little tune-up match tonight, Mankind, right here on Heat prior to the Royal Rumble.
Mankind watching just as all of you are.
And Mankind, let's just say that your opponent will remain a mystery. I thank you very much.
Well, I can imagine what all of you at home feel about this.
All right, so McMahon is out there, and he wants everybody to know he's never lost a street fight. He's had like one street fight, and it wasn't even really a street fight. It's when he had Mankind come out, and the rock bottomed him on the hood of the car. So he's considering that his street fight, where the Rock kicked Mankind's ass outside. So he has that going on. He's like, I never lost a street fight, and I want a street fight. Blah blah blah. So he also wants to point out that he wants Austin face to face. I want you face to face because I want to tell you what to expect in the Royal Rumble. You got 30 minutes to come down here. I need to talk to you. So you have 30 minutes, and there's going to be a counter. There's going to be a countdown. But I guess I didn't hear this the first time watching it, but if there's a 30-minute countdown, maybe you heard it. Does that mean he wasn't going to be in the match?
I don't recall.
If he didn't make it down there? Yeah, I don't either. But I think later they allude to the fact that, Austin made it back here on time, so he gets to be in the match.
That's all kind of bullshit because we know he has like an ironclad rule right now. Right.
Right. He's supposed to be. That's his contract. He's in the Royal Rumble match.
Austin in any way.
Right. Shane McMahon gave him the contract to be in the match, and part of the stipulation became that he couldn't touch McMahon until the Royal Rumble match. So how can McMahon come out later and say, well, if you don't come out here right now, then you're not in the match? It's like, nah. And he didn't say that. I don't think he said that. I mean, we just played the clip. Maybe he said it because we don't play the clips live. So I don't remember exactly what he said, but I'm pretty sure he didn't say that there in that clip. But anyways, he moves on to Mankind and says, as far as Mankind's concerned, Mankind, we're going to have a little tune-up match. Mankind, your opponent will remain a mystery. I thank you very much. And then they show a guy a little later coming out of a limo. A big fucking tall, huge black guy. I'm not just saying huge black guy because he's huge and big. You can see him. He's a black guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's wearing a ski mask. And who's the only fucking guy that you ever seen look like that in the WWF?
Immediately.
Yeah, that's exactly my thoughts too. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, that's fucking Mabel. And then they make it like it's a surprise. What the fuck? How is that a surprise? Like, don't try to insult our intelligence. But I guess maybe at this point in 1999, there's so many new viewers that maybe not a lot of people knew back to Mabel. 1995-96. I guess that would be the reasoning. I know Mabel appeared because we mentioned him not that long ago. Maybe like a timeline wise of what we're covering. Maybe like a month or a month and a half before he made some kind of appearance.
Mm-hmm.
He did show up. But yeah, maybe not a lot of people remembered him. So I guess I'll give them that there. But if you're a wrestling fan and you know wrestling, it's like, oh, that's Mabel. Why are you trying to fucking hide it there? Alright, so the time is ticking for Austin. And McMahon's going to come out and say, hey, time's up. So let's listen to that confrontation. And Austin's going to have a little surprise for McMahon. Said, oh, I need a limo to get into this VIP parking? Well, let's see what I got here. So take a listen to this.
I don't see Austin.
I regret to inform you, Stone Cold Steve Austin apparently is not coming back to the arena. Either he got lost from the employees' parking lot, or Austin, quite frankly, could very well be having second thoughts about...
What the hell? What the... Well, Mr. McMahon, I think just witnessed... I don't know what that is. It's a giant limousine. Making its way down the ramp right now. We're informing Mr. McMahon of what is going on. It's Austin! It's Austin! It's Austin! Well, you did say it's Austin! Austin in a limo, a big, huge limo, he drove over cars! He's coming! He's coming! Austin's coming! He's coming!
All right, good. We're going to get this over.
That's it! There you go!
I got something to say to Stone Cold.
He's on his way!
One thing to say.
Austin's on his way! Yeah, boy! Yeah, boy, Vinnie Mac! You didn't honestly think Stone Cold was going to stay away. You didn't think he'd find a way in,
Come on,
did
Austin,
you?
your time is up.
I'm glad he's back, to tell you the truth, because I can't wait to see my pops nail him. Oh. Shane, your father is going to face that man one-on-one. First in the Royal Rumble. Is your family truly ready for this? Well, obviously, you see the shape my dad's in. Hold on here, Kevin. Don't talk to me for a minute. Oh, you know, Austin, he can't lay a finger on my father. I signed that contract personally. Austin can't touch my dad. He can't touch him. Not unless he's provoked, Shane.
I've got just one thing to say to you.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah! What a chicken! What a yeah, baby! That's you, Pops! Way to go! Yeah, that's it! Oh, wait a minute. Austin's not chasing Mr. McMahon! It's time running out for Mr. McMahon. It appears that the owner of the WWF is now on the clock of the rattlesnake. That's you, Pops. Good job. The tables have turned. Austin is now the aggressor. I don't think so. What do you mean the aggressor? You just saw Vinnie Mac slap the taste out of Austin's mouth. Oh, yeah, you're going over, baby. Yeah, that's you, Austin. Right over the top. Austin is the hunter. And Mr. McMahon, your father, Shane, is now the hunted. You out of your mind? You're out of your mind, Kev. Austin, you're going over the top, baby. Over the top. Vinnie Mac is so jacked. He's so pumped. He just slapped you in the face. And Austin, you're out of here, baby. Pay-per-view only.
All right, so McMahon comes out there like a dickhead. You know, I regret to inform you that Stone Cold is apparently not coming back to the arena. So he's going to be eliminated from the Royal Rumble, which we just talked about. It was just bullshit. But just moments later, when I say moments, I mean literally like 10 seconds later, Austin is riding into the parking lot, as you just heard there. He's got a monster truck. A monster truck is a limo.
Yeah, like where the fuck?
So he's got the fucking limo, but then you get the monster truck Yeah, like, and it was funny because when, as I said before, Austin's like, I know where to get a limo. It's like he knew where a monster truck limo was immediately.
I'm that
I know a guy. I know a monster truck limo guy here in California. I can get this real quick. So he gets this monster truck limo, and he pulls up to the spot where he was held off by the old man. Then just runs through. So they have, I guess, what the fuck you call it? Just the gates, the barriers, like the caution barriers. You know what I'm talking about. But then right behind them is just 4 cars lined up. It's two by two, and set up perfectly for a fucking monster truck to run them over. And also just runs them over. It's
without remorse.
It goes back to camp. It goes back to the campiness and everything. And with this, like, I'm all cool with it. I'm fine with it. I don't give a shit. This is fun to me. So the cars were located perfectly. Austin runs that shit over. And McMahon is shitting his pants like, shit, he's here. But we're reminded by Shane McMahon, who's on commentary. Oh, Austin can't hit McMahon. He can't touch Vince until the Royal Rumble starts. So you have that there. So, pretty cool segment leading off to the Royal Rumble. So I think this was a good segment to get things going here. You have Austin finally comes out, though. Austin comes out to the ring, and McMahon goes up to him and smacks him in the face. So a little bitch slap, which was fucking funny. Because you get the bitch slap from McMahon to Austin, and then McMahon immediately just runs away. And then the Stooges are kicking the shit, getting the shit kicked out of him by Austin. And you got a good little start to the pay-per-view. So if I was watching Heat, which I may have been.
Yeah, he did a really good. I think I was probably watching this. He did a damn good job selling the pay-per-view if you weren't buying it yet.
All right, and then just towards the end, the last 10 minutes of the show, they're going to have the tune-up match. But right before that, they have the great video package, which is definitely worth taking a look at. Is it the same one? It might be the same one that they play right before the Royal Rumble match that we're going to have on our watch-along. But there's a good preview package, video package of the Austin-McMahon rivalry leading up to the Royal Rumble match. I think this one goes a little further back than the one that's played during the Royal Rumble. So, a good one to check out. And the one that we'll play on Saturday when you watch the watch-along, that one's pretty good too. But we have this tune-up match. It's Mankind getting screwed. Mankind's supposed to be going for defend his title. He's the champ now. He's going to defend his title. He's got a non-title match, but he's going to go up against a mystery opponent just hours before his match against The Rock, a former champion. And Mabel comes out. So we have Mabel as the man. We know he was the man. He was wearing the fucking mask. It was obvious that it was Mabel. But I did want to point out, because I just recently watched some ECW from early '96. So if you listen to our watch along that we had of Austin from December of 1995, this is just a few weeks after. So Mankind, Mick Foley, had also been in ECW at the time, and he was leaving because he's about to head to WWF to become Mankind finally at that point in 1996. And he was wearing a shirt called WWF So this used to be the popular shirt ECF&W.
Yep.
So Mick Foley was wearing a WWF shirt at that time. So he's trying to get heat with the crowd because he was leaving. You know he was leaving. So he's trying to just get heat from them. And, he's just being a dickhead to the crowd because he's fucking smart like that. And he said, you're gonna be fucking all excited when my hand gets raised months from now when I'm beating Mabel in the ring. Which I thought was hilarious because Mabel, to me, was the epitome of WWF sucking back in 1995.
Yeah.
When Mabel was the king of the ring.
Yep, his purple get-up.
Right, and he was facing The Undertaker at SummerSlam. So Mankind, Mick Foley's making fun of that in January of 96 at ECW, like, yeah, I'm going to be facing Mabel, guys. So he's pissing off like this hardcore smart audience in January 96 with his WWF FNW shirt on. Yeah, I'm going to face Mabel. But here he is now, finally, in 1999, facing Mabel for the first time because he didn't face him before that. So this is the first time he actually does face Mabel. For an untitled match, Mabel splashes his mouth, his big ass. Mabel drops that big splash, like I said, on his ass or whatever. And it's a nothing match. Rock runs down in the end and hits Mankind with a rock bottom. So it's just more building to the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Definitely a throwaway match.
Yeah. I think this match is more just building to more of the Ministry of Darkness skit that's going to happen later.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you want to introduce Mabel now just so we can use them later.
Yep.
Not that everybody that watched the pay-per-view watched Heat, but many people probably did. So it made sense if you watch both. So there you have it. Mabel drops a splash. Rock's going to interfere, and that's the end of the show. But the one last funny thing before we get to Royal Rumble is that Vince is shown right at the very, very end getting lubed up, getting rubbed up by his son.
Weird.
Shane McMahon is just running baby oil. He's rubbing baby oil all over him. And McMahon says, "This is not baby oil. It's man oil."
Oh, fucking creep.
So that is the end of that heat. That brings us now to Royal Rumble 1999. Now, I'm not going to go over all the opening card. We'll save that to the end with anything that we want to cover with the extra attitude skit that we do at the end, the extra attitude segment, where we cover different things going on, and some of that will be Royal Rumble stuff. But definitely want to talk about the WWF World Heavyweight Championship match, the I Quit match between Mankind and The Rock, which has it's a big thing. It's the fucking title, and whoever wins the Royal Rumble, which is our man Stone Cold Steve Austin in the Royal Rumble, if he wins, he goes up against this guy, Mankind or The Rock. So it's a big match here. So it's definitely worth covering, and also it's worth covering because it's fucking one of the craziest matches to be on WWF television at the time. JV, I made a point to text you and say, if you have time, fucking watch this match.
Yeah, which I did, for the most part.
And I don't want to run through it all, but let's just get down to like the basics of it. What the fuck did you think when it started getting wacky and crazy? You know what I mean by that? The fucking chair shots.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Over the top. They didn't need to. They were unnecessary. The damage was done.
I mean, once there's a spot where he gets the handcuffs. So The Rock's going to get handcuffs on Mankind. And at that point, it's like, fuck, it's over. All he had to do was hit a few chair shots. But the thing is, it started on the aisleway. He just kept working his way down the aisleway.
Yeah, it was unnecessary.
Right, it was too much.
Like the first three, I think we counted as he was walking up the ramp, weren't too bad, but they were enough. But then when he got up from the ground, so Mankind fell to the ground, then gets up, there were two chair shots after that are just fucking brutal.
Oh yeah, those are the worst spots. But just to go back a little bit before that, there were some really good spots that I remember you mentioned to me when we were just talking about it before we started, is that Mankind drops the knee on The Rock. That was a good spot. drops the knee on The Rock's nuts.
Yep.
Which they call the corporate jewels.
Yeah, the highlight of the match is the fact that there's a live mic in the ring.
Yes.
The whole time. And you have two guys that are probably working the mic better than anyone in WWE at this point. So that was a great touch to the match.
Yeah, I thought that was great. And that's normal for an I Quit match. Even going back to the 70s and the 80s, that the I Quit match would have the mic. But when you have two people on a game like The Rock and Mankind, then it's fucking perfect, is to have that. So it's the best use of this gimmick, is to have an I Quit match. Because you can have The Rock doing all his funny shit on the mic, but then you can have Mankind just joining right in there, while not always being hilarious. He gets over as being hilarious because of his slight comments, his little jabs no, screw you, Rock, or whatever, just little things. As opposed to the I Quit match with Bret Hart versus Bob Backlund, which they both sucked on the mic.
Yep.
At Survivor Series 94. So, I mean, hell of a match. Brutal to rewatch. Sucks, Mankind's family, Mick Foley's family, is at ringside
for the whole thing. Just terrible.
Seeing him get his ass kicked and probably being ugh, what the fuck is going on? It's got to be a part of you that believes everything's okay, but then another part that's shit, he could really be hurt.
Yeah, what's the long-term damage here?
Right. So
yeah, that'd be tough for me if that was my dad out there.
Yeah. So you have that. He gets the chair shots. Definitely a match worth going back to watch. One of the better matches of this era, I think, of this later Attitude Era. And it's funny, we are at the later Attitude Era because it stops at 99, early 2000. It's done. That's the end of the Attitude Era. And Mankind's going to lose, but we got a fucking shady finish here. And it's not going to be explained at this point. I'm pretty damn sure, if I remember correctly, what goes on from here. But The Rock is going to take the mic. He's going to stick it down on Mankind's face. Mankind is out. He's out. He's knocked out. And The Rock sticks the mic near Mankind, and then you just hear, I quit, I quit, I quit. And it's just a totally different sound than the mic audio is. And it's just this is a recording. It may have not seemed like that to the people in attendance or the people watching the first time, but watching it now, and probably based on what I kind of remember happening 20 years ago, it wasn't him. It was a recording from his old promos when he was saying he wasn't going to quit. I'm never going to quit. And he had promos where he says that. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. So if I remember correctly, do you know for sure if that's how it goes? Or you're not positive?
I'm not positive, but that seems accurate.
And we'll have to see in the coming weeks, but it sucks that we watched this, but we don't remember because we didn't watch it again.
Yeah.
So as we are wrestling fans, we didn't keep watching what we've seen over and over again.
No, exactly. Hey.
We had to live our lives. now we're coming back to it. But yeah,
I know it's funny every time they replay the sound clip.
Oh, yeah. All right, so they award The Rock the championship. Earl Hebner is the fucking referee, by the way.
Yeah, boy.
Of course, it would be. So, The Rock is the 2-time WWF Heavyweight Champion. The Rock's going to stand over a beaten down Mankind with his championship. And that was a hell of a match. Mankind, though, refuses to be stretchered out. Mankind still walks out of the fucking match. What the fuck? Tough damn bastard he is. So, son of a gun. So now you have a new champion. The Rock's the champion. That leads us in now to the Royal Rumble. 1999. This match is going to start at 1 hour and 36 minutes, 41 seconds when Fink makes the rules. He says the rules and announces Austin and Vince McMahon as the champion.
Classy.
4 minutes. Yeah, always classy.
Always classy.
And prior to that, you get Austin and McMahon have their promo, video package promo. So you know this match is all about them. So they get announced, they come out, and all right, cool. We got the two big stars coming out right away. Everyone's excited to see Austin. McMahon comes out, he's fucking jacked as a motherfucker. He's got no shirt on. He's got some fucking black jeans on. What are they? Levi jeans, JV? Levi jeans? Is that what you said?
Yeah, you can't hear me?
No, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, that's weird. But yeah, Levi jeans. Levi jeans. I just don't know the number.
Oh, 501 something.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, area codes.
Yeah. So he had his black jeans on, but he didn't have any music playing, which was like, what the hell? They just played his music on Heat. Unless the audio or the video of Heat now is just the music dubbed in. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. But he came out with no chance in hell music. He just walks out, all jacked. And at this point, Austin, if you remember, can't hit McMahon until the bell rings. The bell finally rings. They go at it. McMahon goes for a clothesline. Austin ducks. Austin's going to punch him into the corner. Stomps a mud hole on him. He pegs him off. Austin gives a body slam. Then he gives a nut shot. Austin signals like, hey, I'm going to toss your ass out of here. Michael Cole's doing commentary for this match, unfortunately. And he points out, as we've talked about before, there's a $100,000 bounty for tossing him out of this match. So McMahon's going to block being tossed out. We get the third contestant come out. That's fucking Golga, Earthquake, John Tenta. And he comes out and he becomes like the first bounty hunter. So he goes after Austin. So he wants to get that $100,000. And when I was watching this match, I watched it a little bit before we did our watch along, which is coming out this Saturday. And I wanted to see, are these intervals, these timed intervals, correct? And they were not, obviously. They never gave Michael Cole or Howard Finkel never even said what it should be, what the timed intervals would be. Usually it's 90 seconds, right? 90 seconds or 2 minutes?
Yeah, minute and a half.
Yeah, so they never said it. They just said it would be at equal intervals. Like, what the fuck's equal intervals? Does that mean everyone's going to be the same? So, all right, I got to test this. So, Golga comes out at 1 minute, 17 seconds. That's not fucking 1:30 or 2 minutes. I was like, all right, what's the next one going to be? So, next contestant is Draws. He comes out at 1:20. Like, okay, well, I guess maybe I need to check the next one to see. And then the next one is Edge, and it's 1:12. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not counting these anymore. I was like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck anymore. So anyway, what happens in the mid time between those countdowns, between those guys coming in the ring, is McMahon's gonna roll out of the ring. He's gonna head into the bleachers. Austin's gonna follow him. They're gonna fight into the bleachers. They're gonna fight into the concourse of the Anaheim. I don't even know what the fuck it's called, but it's where the Mighty Ducks, the Ducks play.
The pond? I don't know.
Pond, yeah, the pond, that's right. And they battle on the concourse, and it looks fucking damn good. We just watched the match together. It's like, wow, shit, they got marble walls. Looks way better than New England type stadiums. So they're fighting in the concourse, and they lead Steve Austin into the fucking women's room, of all places, and Team Corporate is just waiting there. So I guess the plan was McMahon was like, all right, Team Corporate, you're going to wait by 212 women's room, and I'll meet you there in like 10 minutes. So everybody hang out there. just ridiculous. But
No,
anyway,
that's not true, because they could have, it said on the watch along, they could have planned it to the point where if you see me in trouble, you see me stop running, head for the bathroom.
All right, so they're all waiting, like... All right, so, okay.
Like on
no,
call.
You didn't mention... I don't think you mentioned it that way. Maybe you did. But...
Oh, that's kind of the way I meant it. Like, they were waiting there for, like, 20 minutes.
They weren't waiting in the bathroom. They were waiting, like, in the concourse.
Yeah.
All right. That makes some sense there. Sorry, so I'll go with that. All right, so you have that going on. They kick the shit out of him in the bathroom, and he's going to get stretchered away. And then you're going to have a match with no Austin and no McMahon for a while. So McMahon, he gets rid of Austin, but he doesn't come back to the match. You would think McMahon should come back to the match after getting rid of Austin. But no. He's just going to fucking go to commentary. He's going to sit on commentary for most of the match. And that's about it. So you have Austin out of the match for a while. No McMahon. And then you just get mid-Carter after mid-Carter. You get Dan Severn, Steve Blackman. They got their little feud going on. They're going at it in the ring. You got Mabel come out. And I guess maybe this is like the biggest thing that happens in the match other than the ending of the match. Is that Mabel comes out and he beats up Headbanger Mosh to get in the ring. He comes out. He eliminates a fucking shit ton of guys. He eliminates Tiger Ali Singh, Blue Meanie, Draws, Dan Severn, Steve Blackman, all right away. Like he's Big Daddy Cool from that Royal Rumble, from like Royal Rumble '94. Just fucking eliminates everybody. Mabel comes out there and does that, and then the Undertaker's music hits. And the lights go out. And then the Acolytes and Midian are there. They're beating up Mabel, leading him away from the ring out to the aisleway. And then the Undertaker shows up in his new garb. He's got the hood on. He's got his new goatee with no mustache, and looking like a badass, in my opinion. And he stands head to head with Mabel. And he's like, "You're going to accept your new leader," or whatever the fuck he says, something like that. And Mabel just gets drugged away outside. And, Mabel's going to be a new part of the ministry.
Oh, big part.
Yeah. And they don't do anything further than that in this, but that's a big spot in the Royal Rumble. And then from there, like I said, it's just not jobber, but fucking mid-Carter after mid-Carter. And I don't know, JV, what do you got from the rest of this match here? You got... At that point, that's when Road Dogg comes in, and he's in there for a good amount of time. He's in there for about 10 minutes, and it takes a while for him to get eliminated. But by that point, you have like Triple H is in there, Big Boss Man.
Well, the Road Dogg's kind of like the face that was missing for a little bit of time, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
So then he kind of comes in, the crowd gets hot for him. He does his little song and dance, knocks a bunch of people out.
That's right, yeah. Then Gangrel, Al Snow, Goldust, Godfather. Then Kane comes in. He clears things out again. Yep. So you get things cleared out with Kane. And then you finally get Vince McMahon show back up to the ring. But that's right after Ken Shamrock gets into the ring.
Yeah.
So that's when McMahon gets on commentary. He's like, "I'm not going to go in the ring."
Yeah.
Ken Shamrock's out there.
Yeah, well, before. He comes out before Shamrock.
Yeah, right before. Yeah. So we're at that point, and at that point, there's only 10 contestants left to go in the ring. And then it's basically DX and Corporation back and forth. You get Billy Gunn, Test, Big Boss Man, Triple H. Then we get Val Venus in there. He comes in. He lasts about 12 minutes. X-Pac comes out. Mark Henry comes out. Mark Henry's going to get eliminated by China, which makes sense. China comes in at number 30.
Yep.
About 5 minutes after Mark Henry gets into the ring, she eliminates him right away, which I thought was kind of bullshit. Like, I thought you squashed your beef already with him last week by embarrassing him in front of his mother and the whole fucking world by telling him he got his dick sucked by a transvestite. But you still go in there and punch him and knock him out and throw him out of the ring. What an asshole. I thought things were cool. But no, things weren't cool. So, that's what happens there. And then you get D'Lo. Owen Hart comes in. Poor Owen Hart. Just bad booking. They don't know what the fuck to do with him here. And he's in the Final Four along with D'Lo. And Austin is back at this point. He's back in the ring for a while at this point, and he's fighting to hang on there. McMahon's still on commentary, and then we get the ring cleared out finally by Austin. Austin gets everybody out of there, and now we finally get McMahon come off commentary, get back in the ring with his stupid sweatshirt that pisses me off. If you're wearing that sweatshirt, you shouldn't be in the Royal Rumble. And
all the oil,
of course,
all the oil came off, so he needed a.
Yeah, I don't look good anymore. I gotta wear this sweatshirt. No more man oil. So, of course, The Rock comes down, but the spot is so long. The Rock's out there, just like waiting for Austin to like grab his hand or step up to the ring with him, or The Rock didn't jump on the apron soon enough. But then they finally doing that struggle, that simple struggle where two guys are, you can just dump one, or in a Royal Rumble match, it's like, oh yeah, he's going to get dumped. But that takes longer than it should. So they finally start doing that, Rock and Austin. And then McMahon comes up from behind and dumps Austin. It's like, okay. That should have happened quicker.
Yeah,
make it more effective. But then you got to settle in and realize Vince McMahon just won the Royal Rumble. What the fuck? What's your initial reaction of the match in general, JV?
Terrible. It was not a good Royal Rumble match.
No, not at all.
It's very
especially
boring,
when
lacked star power, lacked big spots.
Yeah, no star power at all.
Yeah. Just like shot bursts. That's really it.
Yeah. And the fact that they had to cut away to people that weren't in the match currently. Austin being on a stretcher. Austin in a fucking women's room getting his ass kicked. That shit is what they had to cut to so often because nothing else was important. Everybody knew watching the match that nobody's going to win this match. These people are not winning this match. X-Pac's not winning. Mark Henry's not winning. Godfather's not winning. Kane's not winning. Kane comes in there, eliminates a bunch of people. He only lasted 53 seconds. The person that lasted the longest, besides McMahon and Austin, was Big Boss Man. 18 minutes. Nobody thought Big Boss Man was going to win.
Nope.
It's a legit shitty Royal Rumble. With that said, guys, this Saturday, watch Royal Rumble 1999 for JV and I's commentary. I'm sure you'll like it a lot more watching it with us. That's the thing with watch-alongs. It's more fun to watch something when somebody you like to listen to talks about it. It's like watching with your friends. So definitely take a listen to that. But yeah, that's Royal Rumble 99. So we got Vince McMahon as the number one contender for the WWF Championship at Wrestlemania 15 against The Rock. That's not going to happen. We'll talk about that next week because that's immediately going to change on the next Raw. But on next week's episode 41, we'll be covering the next 3 weeks leading up to the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which is Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon in a steel cage match. So we're going to be doing the whole build-up to that next week on episode 41. All right, so I don't know. Pretty disappointing Royal Rumble is basically what I have to say there with that.
Yeah, especially in comparison to the first two we covered.
Yeah. Let me just take a look at what we have for Attitude Era updates. I'm just going to look through real quickly and just touch on things quickly. Here we have the Undertaker Ministry of Darkness, and we pretty much covered that. It led up to Midian is he's hyping up everybody on Raw previous week that there's gonna be something happening soon, and ultimately it's gonna be a new sacrifice, and that sacrifice looks like it's gonna be Mabel. according to what happened just here at the Royal Rumble, is that Mabel was taken away, and that's who might be the next person going into the Ministry of Darkness. And we know that. That's what happens. He becomes Viscera. So that's that.
Mm-hmm. I liked Viscera. I thought he was cool.
Yeah.
I liked the whole ministry thing.
Yeah. And actually, that's all I had. I deleted a bunch of Attitude Era updates because they didn't pertain to what was going on. So I said, fuck it, I'm getting rid of these shits.
Yeah, they're kind of hitting reset right now.
Yeah.
Gearing everybody up for WrestleMania season, so...
Yeah. Well, some of it...
kind of a lull.
Yeah. And like I said, we talk a lot more about what happens in the Royal Rumble match. And some of the side stories, like Gilbert, for instance, he was mentioned in our Royal Rumble watch-along episode. So, Billy Gunn, Road Dogg. We talk about them a lot more on the watch-along coming up this Saturday. So, if you want more of the side note type stuff, then definitely watch along, watch the match. We just shit on it a little bit, but it's still fun to watch again. Just to kill an hour and a half or so. So, check that out. It's a good time. And, get a little update on the other stuff we've been talking about. But yeah, like JV just said, it's kind of a reset at this point. We're heading into WrestleMania season. So let's get into our wrap up here. House show rundown. Guess what happened again? Steve Austin did not wrestle for 2 weeks on the house shows. So nothing going on.
Protecting their investment.
That's right. Nothing going on from January 12th through January 24th of 1999. So we get into the oh hell yeah moment, and I have a solid oh hell yeah moment, I think. My oh hell yeah moment this week is Austin fucking riding that limo, that monster truck limo, into the parking lot.
Yeah, that's my hell yeah moment. Sure.
Because
there wasn't much, but when I saw that, I was like, that's getting the asterisk.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot for Austin in this. It's like he gets screwed.
Donuts. His donuts rule.
Oh well, yeah. Even before he gets the monster truck, it does the donut. That's fucking pretty cool.
Oh, that's right. I'm missing the two up, but that same segment.
That's the whole thing, right?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Yep.
He spins out, does the donut, then he goes gets the monster truck, then he gets the monster truck and fucking crushes the cars. That's oh hell yeah. For sure. Oh hell no moment. JV, you can start with that.
Oh hell no!
Is that too extreme?
What's too extreme? I didn't hear you.
Oh, the Royal Rumble match itself.
Oh, fuck! It must have been.
Am I cutting out?
You must have. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear that at all. You want to say it again?
Yeah.
Right.
Royal Rumble 1996. Royal Rumble 1996.
No, I'll lead to you again if you want.
Yeah.
All right, JV, what's your oh hell no moment?
Well, I think this one's kind of easy. It's the Royal Rumble match itself.
Man, that fucking sucked.
I didn't really like it, so I mean, it was such a big deal, and it's kind of like the biggest part of this episode. And we did a watch along, so
I know we did a whole watch along. Basically this whole episode is no chance in hell. It's the Royal Rumble, and yeah, it is oh hell no, oh hell no chance in hell. Man, I think we agree on both. The oh hell yeah and the oh hell no.
Yeah,
fuck.
Which happens often, but I mean, I think
it's deserving
for the most part. Yeah, they're pretty clear most of the time.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that's our oh hell yeah and oh hell no for this week. And coming up on the Bottom Line Cast next week is going to be episode 41. And we'll be covering the next few weeks of Raws and Heat building up to the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, like I said moments ago, between Steve Austin and Vince McMahon in a singles match in a steel cage. But before that, on Saturday, as I mentioned numerous times today, we got the special edition bonus episode watch-along of Royal Rumble 1999 that we've just talked about. Yes, we've shit on it, but still, check it out, watch along, listen to the commentary. It's still fun. Sometimes the best shit to watch is the shitty shit. When you're just watching it with commentary. If you're watching it by yourself, it sucks.
Yeah, but with other people, you can make the most of it.
Right. All right, so that's what's coming up for the next couple episodes here of the Bottom Line Cast. And we want to give some podcast plugs to our boys over at Talking Taker, Alex Dario and Travis White. And take a listen to what Travis has to say about his show, Talking Taker.
Dead man walking.
Oh, hell yeah. What's up, Stone Cold fans? This is Alex Dorio, one of the hosts of Talking Taker. And along with my co-host and fellow creature of the night, Travis White, we are digging up the career of the dead man, one pay-per-view match at a time, on a podcast journey that's a lot like what you're listening to right now on the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. So if you're enjoying what Mike and JV are doing here, going through the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin, come check us out as we explore The Undertaker's 3 decades of destruction. We're right in the midst of the Biker Taker era right now, so you can jump right in or start over from the beginning and hear us discuss The Undertaker's side of the story from his many battles with the Rattlesnake, The Rock, Mankind, and more. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, YouTube, Spotify, and more. And you can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Talking Taker. Thanks to Mike and JV for letting us plug the show, and take her easy. What? I said take her easy.
All right, so definitely take a listen to Talking Taker, Alex Dorio, and his friend Travis. Great guys and great supporters of our show, and we support their show. They're A-class gentlemen, so check them out. Talking Taker, covering the career of The Undertaker, the dead man who does not die. He just keeps living on. And this past week on Extreme Rules, I think he even got better than he was past a few times. So he's coming back from the dead again. So take a listen to Talking Taker, covering his extensive career. And then also we got Booking the Territory with Mike Mills and his boys, Hard Body Hopper and Doc Turner. And they are covering old school wrestling from the Southern Territories in the 1980s and 90s. You have them covering on Thursdays, NWA World Championship Wrestling on Saturday nights. And this week they'll be covering March 19th of 1988. And on their Sunday show, they cover Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And they do the Smoky Mountain Wrestling recap. And they are currently at 152, episode 152. So they've been doing it weekly for 152 episodes. And they are currently at December 24th, 1994. And they are almost complete through Smoky Mountain Wrestling. So check those out.
Crazy.
Yeah,
impressive.
They've just been at it for all that length from, I think it started in 1992, early 92, all the way to the end of 94 at this point. So they've been trucking through. And JV and I, we are also now part of the Booking the Territory family, and we are on the Booking the Territory Patreon page on their $5 tier. And today, if you're listening to this episode today on June 17th, not June 17th, fucking July. I'm wishing it was June 17th. See, that's what happens with Summer Pro, is I don't know what the fuck the date is anymore. Because I'm a teacher, so I don't know what the fuck is going on. But July 17th, we just dropped our latest episode of Extreme ECW Livecast, where we covered ECW Hardcore TV from June 1st and June 8th of 1993. That's episodes 9 and 10 on the network. And JV and I watch along with those, and we dropped this episode today. So if you're interested in taking a look at that, it's it's kind of like what we did today with Royal Rumble 99. It's not the best, but we make the best of it and cover it, and we have some good things to talk about. And it does build up to good storylines to come. So it's definitely worth taking a look at if you have any interest in ECW, old school wrestling, or just want to have some laughs with some friends here. That's what the Extreme ECW Livecast can do for you. So take a listen to us on that at the BTT Patreon, Booking the Territory, patreon.com feed. $5. They have a lot of other stuff too. As I said, they have the Saturday night show, the Smoky Mountain Wrestling, but they do a lot of other stuff too that they put out there. So take a look at them. Thank you very much. And also just want to point out, if you have friends that would be interested in the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast of Stone Cold Steve Austin's career, we are also available on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, TuneIn, Google Play, Radio Public, basically any podcast app out there we're on. So whatever your friends use, tell them, hey, check take a look at the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Obviously, you guys listen. You know that it's not just solely Steve Austin. That's our focus. But we do get into what else is going on at that time. So if you're fans of the Attitude Era, hey, this is probably the best Attitude Era podcast out there right now. So take a listen to us. We're also available on Facebook and Twitter. If you want to reach out to us, we're at Bottom Line Cast on both Twitter and Facebook. You can follow me, Mike Prue, at MPRU83. And you can follow JV at John Van Damage on Twitter. Also, as I said before, we've been getting some reviews lately, and I hope they keep coming in. If you listen to us on iTunes, drop us a 5-star review. Give us a nice review. Hey, even our last review had a suggestion. They wanted us to cover the King of the Ring 1996 Austin matches. So, hey, maybe we'll do that soon as a watch-along. But if you have suggestions, hey, if you fucking write it and you put as a suggestion, we'll do it because you wrote it. So, put it out there. All right? JV, any final words when we head out here?
No final words, brother.
All right. Thanks, guys, for listening. I'm Mike Prue along with JV. We are out of here. So long, and thanks for listening.
No chance, that's what you got. Up against a machine too strong. Pretty politicians buying souls for run song. Puppets won't find their place in line. But tie a string around your finger now, boy, cause it's just a matter of time. Cause you've got no chance. No chance in hell.